All right, let's connect here. Waiting for YouTube to connect and match up and everything there as well. So we're coming at you live September 25th, 2022. The last Sunday of September, because next Sunday, The Walking Dead will be back. And yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So we'll talk about a bunch of different things. The status of the hurricane stuff, because I live in Florida, so we got to be on that watch. But yeah, we'll just wait for everyone to come in and be a part of it. So we'll talk about, the Walking Dead universe for the next hour and other stuff as well. So it's exciting, guys, because we're getting there closer and closer. Every day is a step closer to the return of The Walking Dead, and that's why we're here. And we're going to talk about some potential news for the first, 2 episodes and really the final 8 episodes of The Walking Dead, which is kind of crazy to say. But at this point, I'm ready for the 8 episodes to be on TV, see what happens, how does it finish, who survives, who doesn't, how does it set up the spinoffs and all that. So spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, that's for sure. I don't know what you don't want to know, and everything there as well. But thank you guys for joining me, being a part of this live stream, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock East Coast time, as I'm in Florida, like I said. So I don't know about you guys, but it's been a crazy couple weeks for me, and it's been a crazy week so far with, the latest thing for me in Florida, Tampa Bay, is the Hurricane Ian that is taking its sweet time coming here in Florida. Is it going to the Panhandle? Is it going to the East Coast? Is it going there? Is it going there? Not sure what to make of it, but you got to be prepared either way. And I've always talked about, the hurricane stuff being, I guess the pandemic as well, is some of the closest stuff to what a zombie apocalypse would be, right? And Zero Player 097. Why don't people know when episode 17 is going to be on TV? Like, The Walking Dead has done a terrible job then of letting people know when episode 17 is airing. Because I've seen so many people online, on Facebook, on different groups and all different stuff there. Like, is episode 17 airing tonight? Is it next week? Is it this? When is it? It's October 2nd, next Sunday. We're going to get, AMC and AMC Plus are going to have episode 17 on the same day, which is October 2nd. Episode 18, I believe, is going to air on AMC Plus. So on AMC Plus, you get 17 and 18, while on AMC, you get 17. So it should be interesting to see how it goes down for that. But I've seen a lot of people asking that same question. Why and when is The Walking Dead coming back? I don't know. Michael Singer, is Negan and Maggie going to just wake up in New York? I don't know, Mike. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be so set up with the Walking Dead spinoffs after the main show ends, because I doubt we're going to see Maggie and Negan driving to New York or New Jersey or whatever at the end of the series. I doubt we're going to see Daryl on a boat, on a yacht, on a whatever, going to France. I doubt we're going to see Rick and Michonne showing up there. We may get post. I still think they should do post-credit scenes to set up the spinoffs, because the main show is the main show and the spinoffs are the spinoffs. So I'm hoping that we get post-credit scenes, plural, so we get multiple things to see the Maggie and Negan stuff, and maybe a Rick and Michonne thing happening there. It could be 10 seconds. It doesn't have to be much, but something that set us up. Be like, yeah, I'm excited. Coming next year. See you guys 2023. Something, right? So, yeah, Madison C, she was confused too, because I thought AMC Plus was airing episode 17 today. So that was the big thing, is that AMC Plus was showing The Walking Dead a week earlier. And they decided not to do that for whatever reason. So instead, we're going to get 2 episodes is the word. But AMC, The Walking Dead, Gimple, whoever, have done a pretty weak job in marketing and letting people know when it's there. But they've never said on AMC Plus that The Walking Dead is airing tonight. Tonight is actually the preview special. So you'll have Angela Kang, Jerry, and Princess on the preview special tonight. Will they give us anything? I don't know. Is it something worth watching? For sure. I think Angela Kang will give us more information than Gimple. Maybe there's some pre-recorded things that we'll talk about. Will they talk about the spinoffs? Will they talk about a couple things? Your guess is as good as mine, because I'm glad they're doing a preview special. I've said this months ago that this weekend is the gap between Tales of the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead Season 11 Part 3. So this is a good fill in the gap. I don't know what they're going to be able to tell us, but when we had the preview session before, it was like 40-some minutes. 30 of it was about Tales of the Walking Dead. They talked about Fear the Walking Dead for like 5 seconds. They talked about a couple of different things and the spinoffs and The Walking Dead, and that was it. Here, they should mainly just focus on The Walking Dead and the spinoffs. I don't really think they need to focus on the Tales of the Walking Dead at all, but we'll see too. So a lot of people are confused about it, but I've never seen anything anywhere about The Walking Dead being on tonight besides the preview special tonight. So that's just where we're going with, guys. So October 2nd, I know Gimple said something in the preview special or something where he talked about it briefly, and it was a very quick, hey guys, October 2nd, AMC Plus is going to have episode 17 and 18. And AMC will have episode 17. So you'll be an episode ahead. How does that fit with the finale? I don't know, because I think the word is that it's going to be just both AMC and AMC Plus will be airing the finale on November 20th, is what the early word said too. So no, so AMC Plus is not getting it early. It's getting episode 18 early, because you're going to get episode 17 and 18. So you're going to get 2 episodes instead of 1 on next Sunday, October 2nd. And again, that's on AMC. That's on The Walking Dead. People don't know this information. That's on them. You know, I don't work for The Walking Dead. I don't work for AMC. I just go by from the information that's going around, and I share it with you guys. And it's pretty bad that your final 8 episodes, people don't even know when they're going to be on TV besides October 2nd. But AMC Plus versus AMC, I mean, it takes 5 seconds and at the end of this, because I've seen more and more trailers, because I think yesterday they had The Walking Dead first season on TV, and I was watching some movie on there, and then they had some trailers on there too. They had a brief trailer on there. So you could have had at the end AMC October 2nd, AMC Plus episode 17 and 18 October 2nd. That's all you got to do. Put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it everywhere. Put it, it costs you nothing to put it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all your social media. Right? It just makes it's free there. You don't have to put it anything. You just put a post up. But this is kind of the feeling that I'm getting with The Walking Dead, is like, it's over. It's ending. We're going to move on to bigger and better things. Or, sorry, just different things. I don't know if anything's going to be bigger and better. But, so The Walking Dead main show is done here. It's done on November 20th. Then you have Fear the Walking Dead. And you have Dead City. I don't know if we're getting Tales of the Walking Dead. You have the Daryl show, and then there's been reports. I don't know if they're clickbait articles or whatever. I didn't click on them, because unless it's coming from Norman Reedus or some other valid source, they're talking about Melissa McBride could be going back to the show, the Daryl show, or not. But it's been just a bunch of different varieties of things for the articles. And you know how it goes. You put something in the headline, and people go crazy with it. And then there's videos and articles and things. And, just like that one thing about Fear the Walking Dead, when a bunch of people sent me the article that was literally like 10 lines. Like, it was the smallest article I've ever read about the Walking Dead universe. And it was a source to this one guy said that he heard that Fear the Walking Dead is ending with season 8. Which it might. We just don't know. Right? Yeah, I don't know, John. I haven't watched anything about wrestling, and I really don't care about wrestling right now. I'm worried about the hurricane and stuff like that. I don't really care about AEW, and CM Punk may be having a buyout, and Chris Jericho or something. I don't care. I don't really care about wrestling at all right now. But The Walking Dead preview special tonight, Jerry, Princess, Angela Kang. Pretty cool. Before, it was supposed to be just Jerry and Princess. I don't know. Just Jerry and Angela Kang. They added Princess. I don't know what they're going to be able to say. Some recent, promo photos have come out, and it's not much, but it's always good to see promo photos. And, It's crazy to think that these are the last, promo photos for the end of the series. We'll get stuff for every episode, but, it's for like, what do we think about this and who's going to be this? And I think it was the TW Universe Network on Instagram that is posted 2 facts, and it's always tough when you put facts on something. Unless something airs or somebody said something or whatever, I don't know if you can put something, you put something of fact or confirmed stuff. People are like, oh, it must be true then, because some guy put fact behind it. Or girl, I don't know, person. So they're saying that Judith is going to monologue at the start of every episode. So Judith definitely survives then, because if she's monologuing, she has to make it to the end, I would assume. And also that there's going to be a death at the end of 11:18 that's going to be shocking, even for comic readers. So I don't know why comic readers would matter at this point, because at this point in the comic, there's not really, I don't know, there's stuff, but it's not really that much big stuff that could happen on the show besides Rick's death, but Rick's not there. And we know Rick's going to survive because he's getting his own show with Rick and Michonne. Who gets that death? I don't know. It's not going to be Negan. It's not going to be Carol. It's not going to be Daryl. It's not going to be Maggie. We all know that. But who else could have it? Is it something is going to be different? Are we going to get... Because, again, the show is the show and the comic is the comic, and that's all we know. It's going to be different, too. So, Rob K says, I predict Sebastian shoots Mercer. Well, that would be crazy. And if that happened, I would hope Mercer survives and then he just takes out Sebastian, because that would be great. So when I think of 11:18, and I said, if you saw my recent video about it, and it's shocking, it means that somebody that we know and care about potentially dies, possibly dies, right? Like, I don't care if Lance dies, who cares? If Sebastian dies, who cares? Pamela Milton, who cares, right? It has to be a character that we know and love. And besides the big 4, I think majority of a lot of people are on the table, right? I don't think it's Rosita, John. I think Rosita, I think that's a whole separate thing. I don't think that's going to be an 11:18, because you see Rosita filming other stuff later in the season. And I know people are going to say, well, they film stuff out of order and they can do this and they can do that. Well, you're not going to film a major war sequence out of order like that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I think Eugene, some people are like Rock, some people are thinking Eugene. I think Eugene's going to be fine. I think Father Gabriel I think it's between Jerry, Aaron, and Father Gabriel make the most sense. But then Eugene and Father Gabriel are with Rosita and part of the stuff filming for later on, and it just doesn't fit. But the big question is, where's Jerry towards the end of the season? And where's Aaron towards the end of the season? My guess, it's between Jerry and Aaron, and I actually think Jerry is my, question. Maybe Jerry survives, and I hope he does. And again, I don't want these characters to die. But and again, I don't know if it's a fact, like a true fact that's legit going to happen until we watch it. And maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But we're going to watch either way, regardless of if they're two. I don't think it's going to be something that is going to keep us from watching. We're going to watch the stuff. We're going to watch the show regardless. Whether we are anticipating something big or not. We're going to watch the last 8 episodes of The Walking Dead. Michael Singer asks, who is the white chick with the bow and arrow who used to be at the Kingdom and then she went to stay at the Hilltop? And she was the C character. Do you remember her name? Diane? Yeah, she's Diane. She'll be back. We'll see her later during the war with the Commonwealth, for sure. And I think we'll see Luke and we'll see everybody like that too. Because with COVID, that threw a wrench in a lot of people's projects, movies, shows, everything there. So when stuff shut down, people are still looking for their jobs. Like an actor, you still got to find a next job. On to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. So, but Mike, I think the Hilltop chick is Diane. She has the bow and arrow. And I think we'll see her again. That's for sure. But guys, that's a good question. Who do you think dies this season? This 8 episodes, the last part of the series, this last part of the season. Who do you think dies? Because I've always said before, I think majority of the characters live, but we'll probably lose some characters here and there. But the big question is that how does the spinoffs get set up? How is The Walking Dead going to continue on once the main show ends? Because Fear the Walking Dead is not going to cut it. That is not going to cover the bases. People don't even watch it. It's like half as many viewers for Fear the Walking Dead than The Walking Dead. It just doesn't make sense that is the main staple of the show. The spinoffs, I think every episode or every series spinoffs is going to be 6 episodes. So a big question for a lot of people is, do people care about The Walking Dead still? What's up, Tommy Griffin? I think so. I don't think it's going to be nearly as much viewership as it was previously, but I don't know about other shows, and it's different now. You got a lot of different shows. You got a lot of different streaming services, a lot of different stuff, that it's crazy to think that The Walking Dead has been on for 11 and a half seasons. Basically 12 seasons, because we're getting 8 episodes. We had extended episodes in season 10, but then was shorter for this and that, whatever. So however you want to think about it, 11 and a half seasons is a long run, an amazing run. So the big question for a lot of people is The Walking Dead worth watching? And the show needs to make people watch it. I don't think new people are going to watch it now. I don't think you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to watch that Walking Dead. I'm going to start watching that show right now. I'm going to watch all 11 seasons before it comes back. I don't think so. But I'm still watching it, and probably everybody in here is still watching, and the fandom is still strong. And it's still ups and downs and all arounds. And, imagine if the show, in a perfect writing of the show, if the show was, no show is perfect. There's shows that are great and have minimal problems. But there's no show that's perfect. If The Walking Dead didn't kill Abraham and Glenn at the same time, if The Walking Dead didn't kill Carl, if Rick never left the show, if Michonne never left the show, if season 7 wasn't what it was, I know it wasn't too focused on Negan and all this other stuff, if things were done in a different way, thank you, Zenith. If things were this and that, do you think people would still watch? Like if the lineup, what would be, like someone's got to die in the lineup, because that really threw a lot of people off. Like season 7, episode 1 was a huge episode. A lot of people watched it. I don't know the ratings and whatever offhand, but I know a lot of people watched it. Millions and millions of people watched it. But after that, people gave up. Like, oh, Glenn, Abraham, they're gone, man. People had to watch that, and that was it. And then they gave up. And then you kill off Sasha. Then you kill off Carl. Rick leaves. Michonne leaves. Stuff's falling apart. But it's being held together with duct tape and glue. And we're coming up on the 11th season, and we made it to the Commonwealth story arc. It's tough to say, because we can't say in a perfect world how would the show be if they did this, this, and this, and changed this and did that. Because they did some changes for the show that were good. Arguably the biggest change for the show that's not in the comic is Daryl Dixon. Daryl is an extreme fan favorite. He is huge for the success of The Walking Dead, and the show would not have been as successful without Daryl Dixon, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. But he's not in the comic. He's just for the show. Like there's no Jerry, and it's just different. It's just drastically different for a lot of stuff. But that being said, it did make some missteps down the road, but overall it's been a great run, and it's been great for a lot of people, for sure. Adrian, Q&A, if The Walking Dead did end at season 11, how many did end at the end of season 11? How many seasons would they have done? Or you're saying if they didn't end at season 11? I think season 12. I think season 12 probably would have been it. You might have been able to get one more season out of it. Let's see. Oh, just jumped on me. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. Are you excited for Halloween Ends? It really ends, pun intended. You can watch it on Peacock October 14th if you don't go to the movies. I'll watch it on Peacock on October 14th. Am I excited for Halloween Ends? No, because I do not think it's going to end. Those type of movies, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, all that stuff, they are the show that say it doesn't end, but it ends. This is the real ending. Wait a second. No, it's not. Because they need to make more and more. The biggest thing with comics and horror movies and shows and stuff, it's the next season, the next issue, the next season, the next movie, the next trilogy, the next. It's just like, end it already. Halloween Ends needs to actually end. If you're going to look really dumb, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, I'm guessing, is if it says Halloween Ends and it's not an ending. People need to die. It just needs to be satisfying. It needs to be a satisfying ending for the production, for the writing, for the story, for everything. That's it. It just needs to be done. Yeah. Right. I mean, Lindsay, will Freddy Krueger stop with 6 or 7? All right, we probably should have stopped with 3 or 4, but then you're making 3 or 4 extra movies, and they're going on and on and on and on and on, and then you have Freddy versus Jason, and then this and that, and all this crazy stuff, and then it just waters down stuff. Is kind of what happens with, I think, the Walking Dead universe, and a lot of people are worried about that too. Michael Singer, any new shows coming out in October are you interested in watching? I don't know about October. I don't know what's coming out in October. Besides The Walking Dead, obviously, like House of the Dragon is still going strong. I know. I'm still watching She-Hulk. I know it's ending. I'm watching Andor on Disney Plus, which is different. It's a different kind of show. I don't mind it, but it's a little slow, and I don't know. There's the other movie, Game Changers, with the Mighty Ducks. I'm a Mighty Ducks fan because I grew up, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, and the Mighty Ducks were huge. The first season was good, but now that Gordon Bombay is not going to be in Mighty Ducks Game Changer Season 2, Josh Duhamel is taking his place. I'm okay with it, but I do think you need to bring back Charlie and a bunch of the other Ducks to make it fill in the gaps without Gordon, because, Emilio Estevez is really essential to a lot of the success, in my opinion, with Mighty Ducks, and now that he's gone, it's a shame. But yeah, as for other stuff, I don't know what's actually coming out in October. I'm just not up on it. I don't watch like regular television, so I don't know if I don't know when Mayans is coming back, but I like that show. I just finished. I guess it was done with 9 episodes with Welcome to Wrexham, with about the football club, which is definitely interesting to watch. Yeah, Adrian, will season 8 of Fear be the last one? I don't know. I mean, I talked about that, earlier in the stream, that I don't know if Fear the Walking Dead is going to be the final one, because AMC, Gimple, whatever the showrunners are, Ian and whatever, I don't know. They'd never come out and said anything. It was some article that was like such a small article. Showbiz 411. It wasn't Entertainment Weekly or something that was like. But if season 8 of Fear the Walking Dead is not worth watching, then what are they doing? Like just end it. Just wrap it up. Done. It's not, you got to kill off a lot of those characters. Like, I'd rather all the characters live on The Walking Dead and you eradicate 90% of the characters on Fear the Walking Dead. Like, get rid of Clear House. Get out Luciana. Get out majority of these characters. You don't need a lot of these waste of space characters in the Walking Dead universe. Right, Season 7 was terrible. Season 7 of Fear the Walking Dead is the worst, probably the worst season in the Walking Dead universe. And you know what the crazy part is? Walking Dead Season 7 is terrible as well. So I don't know what they can't do in the Walking Dead universe, but they can't get a Season 7 right. That's for sure. They can't get it right on The Walking Dead. They can't get it right on Fear the Walking Dead. And I don't think we're going to get any other shows for 7 seasons. But I don't know. Xmas Girl in the house. Good to see you on there. But Q&A, who would you pick to survive Fear? Morgan, obviously, that's probably it. Morgan. Just save Morgan. Get rid of everybody else. Like, I don't like Madison. Alicia. People love Alicia. Daniel is such a watered-down character when he used to be, so he needs to go out. Charlie, bleh. June, she's okay. Sarah, I like Sarah. Althea's okay, but nothing really there. Strand needs to go. Dwight can come back. I think, Morgan, Dwight, and Sherry should come back. It would be really cool if you had Morgan, Dwight, and Sherry go to the Maggie and Negan show, Dead City. That would be amazing. I don't know where Padre is. I don't know how stuff would fill in the gaps, but I think that would be amazing, especially if Negan is kind of like reborn and we kind of like Negan and reimagined and rebooted. He's a different guy now. And then we see Dwight and Sherry, and Sherry had the baby. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird to see Negan with a child and Dwight and Sherry with a baby. It would be kind of interesting to watch, But I think that would probably be it. Just bring the Walking Dead people back, get rid of all this stuff, and like Sarah Wendell, get in a big rig and drive them to New York. Do that, That'd be pretty interesting to see, but I don't know what their plan is. I don't even know if they have a plan on there too. Hey, Rebecca. AMC, The Walking Dead one. Are the new episodes being released a week earlier? No. Does anyone know? See, that's terrible. That this person doesn't know, and so many people, not you, AMC, The Walking Dead one. The Walking Dead and AMC did a terrible job of not letting people know about AMC and AMC Plus that the episodes are both airing on October 2nd. Like, people just don't know. But AMC, The Walking Dead one, and everybody else, I think AMC and AMC Plus episode 17 airs on October 2nd. So next Sunday. On AMC Plus, we will get both episodes. What if Negan met Michael Myers? So, John, would Michael Myers be taken out by Negan? Right? Because Michael Myers basically doesn't die over and over and over and over again with his supernatural abilities. He stays alive. And Michael Singer Morgan, who says we all turn is my favorite Morgan. So yeah, Cray Morgan. It was kind of annoying when Morgan was like, "All life is precious," and then it was this. Then he was like, "I'm gonna take everybody out. No, I'm gonna save everybody." And now he's just like, that just don't happen. None of that comes back around again, right? I don't know, but either way. The writing is all over the place for some characters, and I guess that's what happens when you have so many characters in the universe. There's just so many people that you have to write for, and the stories and story arcs. But yeah, so tonight is the Walking Dead preview special with Jerry, Angela Kang, and Chris Hardwick and Princess. So hopefully we get some information. Hopefully we get a little teaser trailer for 11/17. We already saw the one previously with Carol, Judith, Gracie, and RJ. And then we see fake Stephanie and the bald guy that was from Lance's group. Shira, or whatever her name was, with a terrible name, goes into the room and looks for Carol. So I know I think that's going to happen in 11/17. And reading the synopsis, offhand, I think that's the episode that Carol makes a deal with Pamela Milton to get her group out of there. And then, 11/18 is Jerry, Aaron, Elijah, and Lydia go to go to Oceanside. And I guess the big question is, do you think Oceanside was decimated by Lance and the Commonwealth soldiers, troopers, whatever they call them? Because that's an easy way to take a bunch of people out. And Oceanside is like filler. It's kind of what it's been. Oceanside has been one of those filler type places where they're like, okay, where are they at? Oh, that's Oceanside. Who's going to save the day? Oceanside. Yeah, they can go do some stuff there. Yeah, go to Oceanside. It was like, when in doubt, give it to Oceanside to fill in some stuff. We'll have to go there. Where's so and so? Oh, they're at Oceanside. Luke, you're at Oceanside. But I really hope that all 8 episodes are good. They don't have to be great. I just hope they're good episodes. I hope none of them are bottle terrible episodes. I hope they're worth watching. And do you think the final 8 episodes will be great, good, decent, or what do you think is going to happen then? They're going to be worth watching because we're going to watch them, that's for sure. So the big thing about a lot of people is The Walking Dead is ending. And I see a lot of people on Facebook and social media say that show should have ended a long time ago. It hasn't been good since so-and-so. When they killed off Carl, it was terrible. When they did this, it was terrible. When they did that, it was terrible. When they did this is terrible. It hasn't been good since so-and-so and this and this and that and then this and this. But those people still watch, right? Like, I guess at the end of the day, The Walking Dead... I don't know, John. Please stop asking about Walking Dead. Stop asking about Michael Myers and Halloween Ends. I don't really care about that. I'm going to watch the movie, and that'll be it. I don't really care about that franchise that much because, again, it's going on for far too long. Like, it makes no sense when the guy has been shot, stabbed, beaten, run over, burnt, done all this, and he just gets up and keeps walking. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I frankly hate that stuff about movies. I hate that stuff about shows and stuff like that. Supernatural abilities that the person is, unkillable. It makes no sense. I just hope the movie is worth watching. It was rebooted and redone for a lot of this stuff here. And it's going to end, and it's good that they have the original cast and people in there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care that much about it. Xmas Girl 304. What episode do you think we will find out about Oceanside? Probably, I would assume 11-18. It'll probably be what it is, maybe 11-19. But again, you can't have things. You can't push too many things onto the next episode because we're running out of episodes. We only have 8 episodes left. So, the Reapers were gone, which, I guess was something. It was like filler. It wasn't really great. The Commonwealth, the Commonwealth people rise up against the Miltons, and there's infighting and some battles that happen there. And that's basically what the final part is that I can remember. Right? Like, stuff happens with Sebastian and Rick and Dwight. So I wonder if we're going to get the Dwight angle in the comic. It just occurred to me right now that Dwight wants to take over the Commonwealth in the comic. And he basically is going to try to take out Pamela Milton. And Rick stops him and takes out Dwight. So I haven't even really thought about that happening in this final 8 episodes because I don't know who that would be. We kind of thought it would be Negan, but Negan lives, obviously, because he has his own show. Some people thought it could be Father Gabriel or Aaron, and I just don't know where it would really... Because I don't think Jerry would do that. Aaron might do that, but I don't think so. Father Gabriel might, because he's had tendencies on there as well. But and then Sebastian shoots Rick in the comic. Does it actually happen here? Like, I would not want to see Sebastian shoot Mercer and kill Mercer. Like, I think that would be terrible. And I don't want to really see Sebastian shoot anybody and kill any of our characters. But does it happen and he kills, like, Yumiko's brother, Tomi? Like, I could see Tomi dying. I could see, Jerry dying. I could see a couple other smaller characters dying, maybe one bigger type character. But overall, I just can't see it, like where it's going, especially with so many characters being towards the end of the series, allegedly possibly filming too. So we'll have to see, what that goes down. I just was thinking about it too right now. I don't know. Adrian Bry, who are your top 5 bad guys on The Walking Dead? The top 5 bad guys? That's a good question. I don't even know if I have 5. So, I guess, are you going villains or bad guys? Because, like, is Negan a villain? He was, and is he not now? Because you could easily say Negan, the governor, Alpha, and then it kind of drops off. Like, I didn't like Jared. He was terrible, but that was the point. Simon, I guess Simon was up there for 4. And then I don't know, like, who's the 5th person that I think of, like, who's the 5th bad guy? That's a tough question. And I don't even know the order of them too. Like, it's and that, I guess, beta. You could say alpha and beta. Yeah, I mean, Donnie T says Shane. I don't know. I mean, Shane was good, but I guess Shane and like Negan, because Shane started off as like a good guy, but was he a good guy, bad guy, good guy? I don't know. It was just so, I guess, gray. Wasn't good, wasn't bad, wasn't all good, wasn't all bad. I don't know. Slizzle, do you think Jared is still the worst villain? He's definitely up there. I mean, yeah, I guess you can go Gareth. I don't know. Now I'm talking about the conversation. I'm like, all right, who else we got? The Claimers. The Grady Memorial Cops. A bunch of Pope. Pope was the worst, Rob K. I agree. Pope was the worst. It was just because it was such a letdown. It was like build up, and then, Jared's definitely up there as one of the worst. Just because he was so annoying. And you're just like, you're a punk. But there would be people like that in a zombie apocalypse. For sure. That would be the people that stay alive. For sure. Michael Singer says, was he a Quantum Leap fan? NBC has a reboot on the show. No, I haven't. No, Quantum Leap was a little before my time. And I know they just redid it on Peacock. I kind of like the premise. I do like playing with time and stuff like that. I have actually an idea for a book that plays kind of with time and stuff like that. And I haven't really watched Quantum Leap much on there. I've seen bits and pieces. I know the guy goes back or in the future, and so he does like a leap in time and becomes a different person, leaps into someone's body if it's a guy or a girl or whatever, and it's got to be weird. That's for sure. Some people like it. Some people are liking the new Quantum Leap show, and some people don't. The fans are divided, for sure. The Nebraska guy, yeah. Like, some of those villains came and went so fast that I was like, wow. And I think, like, Shane is I guess you could classify Shane as a villain. Like, he ended as a villain, for sure. But I don't know if you have that much time to develop as a villain. So I don't really think of Shane as a villain, and I know he is. He's both. He's complicated. Like, I see Shane and Negan kind of as the same way. Hey, Dawn. Slizzle 2290 Q&A. Season 4 Rick biting the Claimer's neck. Do you think AMC will let us see that savage Rick again? I hope so. I hope that the Rick and Michonne show is all things we know and love about Rick Grimes, and him just trying to stay alive and being Savage Rick, like Prison Rick, Terminus Rick, like just being that crazy dude with the red-handled machete, just ready to take people out. Like, we need to see that guy again, right? If AMC has any hope in recouping a bunch of the fans that they lost, they need to show Rick Grimes as the guy we know and love from seasons 4, 5, and 6, and just being that guy. I just think it has to be that way too. And I'm going to watch either way, and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to watch here, and millions of people will probably still watch the Walking Dead spinoffs. But I just hope it's rewarding, Just because people watch something, and that doesn't mean something is good, and it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just people watched it. Some people that don't like the shows, or they say they don't watch the shows or like the shows, they say that a lot of times that they're like, that show's terrible, but I guess they watch it, right? Or they don't watch it. I don't know, but they just come to troll stuff. And nobody has really done it here. It's been really great since we put into different stuff to combat the trolling. But I don't know. Jonathan Wilder asks, what if Rick never woke up in the hospital? Well, I don't know where the story would have went. You can ask that. Like, what if Rick never woke up in the hospital? What if Rick was never saved by Glenn? What if Shane killed Rick? What if this? What if that? A lot of great questions, but we'll never know because the path of the show has been one way or another. I would like to see them a what if series to see those things, and it could be animated with voiceover stuff, but I don't think they'll do it. Exos Girl 304, has anyone confirmed if the Rochon spinoff is an AMC Plus exclusive? I don't know, but I would think it is. I would assume that all the spinoffs, will be AMC Plus exclusives. I don't know any information. I'm just guessing. I'm not saying they definitely are. I'm just thinking that they will be. It's not, or they'll come out there first, kind of the same type of thing they're doing here, and then they're eventually on AMC. Benny Hill, Q&A. Do you think we will see Jadis in the last 8 episodes? If we do, that would be in the post-credit scene or in the final episode. I don't think Jadis is going to be showing up, because where do you go from that? You can't set up things. The show is ending. You have to resolve things. You can't cause more problems. You can't cause more things. You can't set up more story arcs, because it's the end. It's the end. That's it. Whether you like it or not, the show is ending for the people on the main show. Now, it's weird because we know of the spinoffs. It's weird that we know of the characters that have to survive for that. So I don't think you can have too many things, because Jadis coming back doesn't solve anything whatsoever. It sets up more questions, sets up more things. Rick and Michonne coming back doesn't solve anything. Even though we want to see that, it sets up more questions. It sets up more things. The end is resolution. The end is the end. It can't start something else, in my opinion. But again, I don't write for the show. I just think that has to be doing that because it has to wrap it up. The main show needs to get wrapped up. Slizzle2290 Q&A. Do you think Jared's impact as a minor villain was much more impactful because he basically ran Morgan off to Fear the Walking Dead? No, I think his impact was because he was so annoying and they focused on him way too much. Jared was that annoying guy that is behind the group of people at a bar that runs his mouth, but he knows he has a bunch of friends with him, so his friends will stick up for him. And he just runs his mouth, blah, 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 blah. And then he runs his mouth to the wrong people and eventually gets what's coming to him, is my opinion. Is basically how I see that character. So yeah, I don't think Morgan ran away to Fear the Walking Dead because of Jared. I think it was the way to connect a show that wasn't doing well. They wanted to reboot Fear the Walking Dead. Who were they going to bring over? It would have been great to see Abraham, but it would have been short-lived because it wouldn't have fit the timeline of things. And then Morgan fits because it would have been the current timeline of the Walking Dead universe, much more than, when Abraham was alive. So I think that's kind of how it went. Xmas Girl 304 Q&A. Do you think Lance is talking to, who do you think he's talking to in the trailer? In my opinion, Carol. Yeah, I think so. I think it's his people. I think it's Carol. It makes the most sense. Or maybe Pamela Milton. I think he's in danger. He's in trouble. He needs help. Daryl probably kidnaps him, and then Carol comes in to help him or something like that. And then Carol says, we have to let him go because we worked out a deal with Pamela Milton, and Lance needs to come back because we need him for right now until you don't need him. And then I would assume Carol is the one that takes him out. But again, these are just guesses. Zenith, Q&A, do you think it's possible that Carol becomes the new governor and Maggie heads off with Negan? That's why she doesn't go with Daryl. No, because Carol was supposed to go with Daryl. And so the main show ended. Carol and Daryl were supposed to go, I'm guessing, to New Mexico for the show in the United States. But then whatever happened, whatever the powers that be, we'll just leave it at that, it's in France. And Melissa McBride was like, I don't want to go to France. I don't want to do this. And so it doesn't fit because Carol had to be alive when they were doing that. And they were writing the show and doing this stuff after the main show ended. So Carol's not going to do anything crazy like that. And I doubt they did any reshoots or any other thing to have that. It just doesn't fit because they were supposed to go away together. And again, I don't know how they're going to end the main show and set up the spinoffs. So I don't know. Hi, Patricia. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, do you think Jadis found Heath? Oh, I think Jadis traded Heath away. I think that's been the word for a while now, too. So we're going strong with the Walking Dead universe with the special tonight, the preview special, which I hope we get some information, because it's going to be like it's going to be this such a general thing. Like Princess is going to talk about Princess and Mercer, and she's trying to save a life, and she's built for this, and she's going to be great, and she's going to do these things to stay alive and to help her group. But at the end of the day, she's been a loner, and now she's found her people, and that's basically what they're going to say. The nice little filler stuff to be like, oh, Princess is doing good, but, her and Mercer's relationship is complicated and stuff's going to happen, and we'll have to see how it goes down and which side she's going to be on, And then the same thing with Jerry. Well, Jerry has a family, and he's doing well at the Commonwealth, and he's got to take care of his people and his family, but what is he going to do? He may get into some trouble, but Jerry can handle himself, and how's it with Jerry at the Commonwealth? And it's going to be basically not telling us much. Unless they do. Like, I doubt it's going to be giving us anything major about The Walking Dead final 8 episodes. I'm guessing it's 9 o'clock, John. I'm not sure, but that's typically when Talking Dead or The Walking Dead's on at 9, so I'm guessing it's on at 9 o'clock. But I would check your local listings on AMC for that show. It's a preview special for the final 8 episodes. That's kind of the biggest thing too. So. I don't know, Dawn. I've been talking about a bunch of things, Dawn, about the potential spoilers for stuff, and about this episode. With we'll just recap that. So let's talk about some of the potential spoiler stuff that we've been reading. It's been in a couple of our videos, but we'll talk about that because I know some people just joined recently. So the word that's been going around for a while now is that Judith, the stuff about Rosita. That's been going around for a while, because since filming, that she gets bit and she can't be saved. The other thing is that Judith gets wounded and she gets carried around, and I think she'll be okay though. But if she's doing the monologuing in every episode, she has to survive, in my opinion. Like, she's telling the story of The Walking Dead, which I'm okay with. I like Judith. I like Kaylee. So I don't care that she's... some people are like, that's going to be stupid with Judith reading. I mean, if it works, it works. I'm fine with that. And then the other thing in 11:18 is the big deal with the possible, cliffhanger. So they say that it's going to end... 11:18 is going to end with someone dying or being wounded, or I forget what it is, but I don't know if the person is going to be bit, stabbed, injured, possibly dying, and then they live, or they're going to die and then they wait to the next episode to actually kill them off. I don't know. And so in the synopsis of 11:18, I kind of break it down a little bit. They talk about Jerry, Aaron, Elijah, and Lydia going to the ocean side. So I'm hoping... Well, I don't want any of those characters to die. And I'm just thinking that it makes more sense to be Jerry or Aaron, especially with who was seen filming at the end of the series, and Elijah and Lydia were both seen filming. So I don't think... And I haven't seen pictures of Jerry or Aaron at the end of the series at all with filming. So unless they're at Oceanside, or unless they're at Hilltop or at Alexandria or somewhere else that you haven't really seen filming... And I have seen other characters. So I don't know what to make of it, too. And especially, I think Dawn was actually there when they were filming. I think it was in Griffin. It was either Noonan or Griffin, but I think it was Griffin, Georgia, where they were filming the battle scene and the battle sequence. And you saw so many actors. You saw so many of the cast, which was pretty awesome. I remember seeing the photo, just thinking in my mind, you see Connie, Magna, Luke, Negan, Maggie, Rosita, Daryl, just like Eugene, Father Gabriel, like so many characters, and Diane. You see so many of the actors. And I'm guessing that was episode 11:23. So towards the end of the series, 22 or 23, I don't think it's the very end, but it's either 22 or 23. I don't know how it is fitting with the filming, but it's just one of those things where you see so many of the actors, so they're still alive. And yes, they can film stuff out of order, but I don't remember seeing Jerry and don't remember seeing Aaron. And it's crazy to think, and Ezekiel's there, and I think Diane is there, Maggie's there, and just So I'm just trying to think. Carol's there, of course. Daryl's there, of course. I'm trying to think of all the characters that I'm seeing too. So, yeah, I know. I don't know exactly how they filmed it, if it's 22 or 23 or which episode it is, but it's tough to know that. Rob K, Brian, are you prepped for Hurricane Ian? Yeah, we got food yesterday. We got supplies. We got water. We got this. I don't have a generator or anything. But, I'm trying to just think about the path of the storm. If I have to start bringing in a bunch of stuff from my back patio, and then I want to move my little smaller shed thing and really secure it. But it all comes down to the path, the thing, and it's taken forever. It's taken forever to get here. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Thanks, Rob. I got to get gas. I got to go to the office for my new job on Monday for some more in-person training. Like last week was all like Zoom and modules and stuff, and it's crazy to be spending 3 hours a day doing Zoom training with stuff. It was just weird. If you guys have done Zoom calls for that stuff, you feel what I went through, and I feel for what you went through too. It's just off. It's just something weird about it. Mike says Cowboys versus Giants Monday night. Who you got? I have to go Cowboys because that's my team. The Giants are my wife's team, so it's. I don't care either way. It's just, of course, I want the Cowboys to win. But if the Giants win, that's fine. If the Cowboys win, that's good too. I don't have high hopes for the Cowboys this season. Personally, I'd rather them lose a bunch of games and get a better draft pick, get the help where you need to get it, and I don't know, because they're not going to win the Cowboys aren't going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, they're not better than the Bucks. They're not better than the Packers. They're not better than the Rams. They're not better than the Eagles probably this year. And I'm just a realist with it. And trust me, I want the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl and be great. And I've loved the Cowboys since the early 90s. But I'm a realist when it comes to football as well. So entertainment is where I'm at. I like watching football and playing daily fantasy on FanDuel and DraftKings and stuff. And the Cowboys will be my team probably to the day I die, and it's one of those things where I love the team and I love the Jerry's. Jerry's a little crazy on there too, but no, Dak broke his thumb. He broke his ankle 2 seasons ago, but he hurt his throwing thumb on the Tampa Bay game, the first game, and so he's out for probably another 4 or 5 weeks for that. But Cooper Rush looked good, and they beat the Bengals, which was good. Which the Bengals just don't look like the same team. They don't really, I don't know, their offensive line. And the Cowboys defense is pretty good, but they made them look really good against the Bengals offensive line. Xmas Girl says, Bryce, Zoom meetings are god-awful. I always get so tired and want to fall asleep. Yeah, it's tough because especially the stuff we were talking about, like I learned a lot from it. And there was people from different departments and different things and different areas and different nursing. And so it was really cool to meet people from all over the company, because the company's really big that I'm working for. I mean, it goes from Ocala to Naples, which if you don't know where that is, it's a big part of the the West Coast of Florida. And so it's a big part of what's going on with, care with hospice and nursing and all these different departments, and it was really cool to meet a lot of people that way. But it's just a lot of different stuff, and you're doing modules for a couple hours, and then you're taking a lunch, and then you're doing Zoom calls for a couple hours, and then more modules, and then the day, and rinse and repeat Monday through Friday. So AMC The Walking Dead says Cleveland Browns will make it to the Super Bowl. I don't know about that, but you never know. Slozel 2290 says Cowboys might be better than the Packers. They might be, but I don't know. If they get that offense rolling again, it'll be tough to beat. Michael Singer says my dad was a Cowboys all his life. I'm a 49ers fan. Yeah, I mean I have respect for the 49ers, that's for sure. One of my favorite athletes of professional football is Joe Montana. I think Joe Montana is one of, if not the best quarterback ever. I mean, it's tough to argue against Tom Brady, but Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and then Peyton Manning and all that stuff too are the crazy ones on there as well. But yeah, so that's the latest stuff about The Walking Dead, guys. I know they're still filming in New Jersey for Dead City. I don't know how much longer they're going to be filming, but there was a bunch of walkers in a recent photo of a filming, which was kind of cool to see. Lindsay Robb says, I hate all sports ball fan. So that's good. Yeah, I get it. It's okay. But that's just funny. Jonathan Wallace says, Q&A, why don't you move to Georgia where the weather is safer down here? I might eventually, my wife and I, we may move to Georgia. There's a couple spots that I'm looking at. We've been looking at for a couple areas and there too. But, my wife's job is here in Florida. I have a license. Like, I have to get a new license as a physical therapist for Georgia. My Florida license doesn't carry over to Georgia. I have to take the law exam and then pay the licensing and all that stuff. And then I can keep both states as licensed, but I don't know. That's a whole thing. But eventually we may move out of Florida. That's something for sure. But I've said this before, and I've said it before again, that the hurricane stuff reminds me a lot of like a post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse thing. Because like the world is still going on, but people are caring about themselves. Like when you get gas or go to the grocery store or Home Depot or Lowe's or Sam's or whatever, the lines are crazy, and then people are going nuts and they're going to do this, and they're grabbing all the waters and grabbing this and stocking up, and they don't care if you have a cart full of stuff or not. They're going to get theirs, and they're going to fill up their gas tanks and their 14 jugs of gas, and then you're going to wait, and that's it. And they're going to go power their generators and power all their stuff. And if you get some, great, but people are going to get their stuff. And I get it. I mean, you want to be able to take care of yourself and your family and all that before other people. But just the common courtesy and the common decency is sometimes lacking with the people could care less about, people in stores if people get anything. But then I've also seen people, I remember when the pandemic was going on, the start of it at Sam's Club, and it was nuts when you had to wait in this huge line to get in. And, it was one thing that a person had like 2 hand sanitizers, and they gave one of them because they didn't need the other one to another person because they had none. But that was one person. It wasn't like a big thing. And when you go to the stores, people are just hopefully orderly and nice and friendly with everybody else. But people panic. People get crazy. They get in panic mode. And that's usually dangerous when people start to panic. And that's one thing I can equate it to, especially with hurricanes, if you lose power. So hopefully next Sunday I'll be back for the live stream, and I plan to be. But the way it's going, it could be, a West Coast impact with the hurricane, or it's the Panhandle or something. They still don't know the exact track. So hopefully it's going to be, I don't know, Thursday or, Friday. It should be north part of the state. So hopefully we don't lose power. If we do, it's briefly. Hopefully it'll be back and no damage or any problems like that. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. But it's tough when you don't have. So if I lose power, I won't have internet. I won't have any of the things to talk to you guys on there as well. But so, I live in, Tampa Bay. So we don't want you don't want to be the first impact of the hurricane. So we don't want Ian to hit Tampa Bay. We don't want it to hit St. Pete. We don't want it to hit Clearwater. We don't want it to hit there because then that's right around where I live. We'd rather it hit the Panhandle. We want it to go really far west or come in way below us or go above us. You just don't want to be a direct impact. That's what it comes down to. So I'm checking the National Hurricane Center thing every half hour. I'm checking Bay News 9. I'm checking ABC Action News. I'm checking the Weather Channel. Even though the guy... John Cantori or whatever his name, Keith Cantori, I don't know, whatever the guy's name is, for the bald guy is nuts. He's like, he overacts about the weather storm. He's like, oh man, it's crazy down here. Oh, and it's not that bad at all. But I think he's in Clearwater Beach. So I don't know if that's good or bad, if he's thinking the storm's going to come here or not, but there's so much remains to be seen. And that's one of the good things and bad things about a hurricane. You have time to prepare, but you have so much time on your hands to wait and wait and wait and wonder and wait and have good news and bad news and wait and good news and bad news and where's the track, where's the path, where's this, wait, what time is it? It's only been 15 minutes. Oh my goodness, when's it going to get here? It's just, it's crazy. Michael Singer says, you don't need 14 gallons of milk and 15 loaves of bread. Exactly. So what are you going to do with all that anyway? Like, especially it's just my wife and I here and our cats. So we got food, we got water. We got to think about clearing out our refrigerator and freezer. If we lose power, we don't want the food to go to waste. So we're trying to eat as much of the stuff in there beforehand. And then we got bread, peanut butter, jelly, stuff like that to make sandwiches, bottles of water, just all that stuff like that, stuff that keep you alive. And, hey, Holly. So the other thing is, like, the rules of survival, it's 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So the air is very important, obviously, but the water is more important. So we have bottles of water. I'm going to fill up a bunch of jugs of water with, the water pitchers and stuff like that too. And just have the jugs of water ready to go. And I think we'll be okay. But it's one of those things that, hopefully I'll see you guys next Sunday for our live stream. And thank you, Holly. Holly says, who's your favorite, or asks, who's your favorite Walking Dead character? My favorite character is Michonne. And hopefully she comes back very, very soon. And I can't wait to see that, guys. So hopefully you guys are safe and sound. If you're in Florida, hopefully you're going to be okay with the weather as well. But being in Tampa Bay, I got to be careful for myself and everyone is there. But I'll be back next Sunday. Enjoy the Walking Dead preview special tonight. I'm not sure what time it is going to be on, but check your local listings. And Walking Dead will be back next Sunday, guys, October 2nd on AMC and AMC Plus. October 2nd, both spots are having the episode there. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. Keep working hard. I'll see you guys next Sunday.